Today we're going to take a look at The Absolute Swamp Thing by Alan Moore, Volume 3. It has a 416 page count and the cover price of $99.99. Stay tuned after the video to see how you can get yourself entered in the giveaway. And here we have it, folks, the final volume from Alan Moore. This volume here completes the Alan Moore run, and man, gotta love these slipcases. This though, I would say is probably my least favorite of the three. Volume 1 still holds true as the best one, but still an absolutely amazing book. These are all just so wonderfully made, and I don't see myself ever getting rid of these unless they reprint an omnibus with the original artwork in it. Then I may have to pick it up just to save some shelf space, really, but I was excited to get this in and read it, and I'm not going to lie, I was kind of disappointed in some areas of this volume, but it definitely doesn't bring down the fact that it's still a great book. There's just a couple issues that I'm not a fan of. Speaking of issues, we got the table of contents here. This book does collect the Saga of Swamp Thing 51 through 64, and then DC Comics Presents 85. So this book picks up after the event of Volume 2, where you got a bunch of cameos and whatnot with John Constantine, Etrigan the Demon, Spectre, Deadman, and all those great Swamp Thing folks. And the first arc of this book is a throwback to Volume 2 as well, where Abby and Swamp Thing had photos taken of them, and because of these photos, they were like brought to the press, and Abby ended up losing her job at the autism school or whatever, and they also like brought charges on her. Somehow she was charged with, doing lewd acts with the plant or something like that. So she ends up getting arrested, and then she jumps her bail and she heads to Gotham City of all places to kind of get away from everything. So that's basically where this whole arc starts off. She heads to Gotham. She ends up getting there. She asks these prostitutes for information on where to stay or something like that, and they end up finding her because of that. And because of that, she goes on trial. And then your boy Swamp Thing, the Thorned Lover, he rolls up with a vengeance. He comes through, he hears about all this nonsense going on, and he comes to Gotham City. And in doing so, he's just creating all this plant life and stuff throughout Gotham City. All these environmentalists and whatnot are there. They're kind of appreciating the fact that he's bringing all this life to such a dark, gloomy city. You do get some Gotham cameos here as well, like Commissioner Gordon and Bullock, and then you get Joker and Two-Face. So that's always cool to see. And then of course, the Batman rolls up. And Batman and Swamp Thing go to battle in this sick part here, and Swamp Thing has evolved so much. He's almost godlike now with his powers, so Batman doesn't stand a chance against him. He just puts the whooping on Batman, and that is that, man. So this whole arc here was absolutely incredible. You get Swamp Thing in his final form there, and this sick tree creature, man. Just absolutely tremendous artwork throughout here, and just a great jump to the story, man. Once I read this, I was like, ooh, we are in for some amazing shit. And then you had this underlying evil plot here too that Lex Luthor had set up, where they were going to assassinate the Swamp Thing on the court steps. So they hit him with some kind of missile that disconnects him from the green. Then they hit him with napalm, and your boy Swamp Thing burns out, and you think that he is gone forever. So once Swamp Thing is thought to be gone, you have the mourning of Abby. She is just absolutely heartbroken. She ends up taking in this woman Liz that's kind of an abused wife, and they live together. She's scared of basically going outside and stuff like that and all this, but her husband ends up getting eaten by fucking alligators in the swamp, which is pretty sick. But then it takes you to Swamp Thing's funeral. So Batman and Commissioner Gordon and all them roll up, and they're kind of giving their respect to Batman. There's a statue erected in his honor. Abby's kind of having these sort of hallucinations and just kind of memories of her and Swamp Thing, which keeps going on. So, and then it leads to this, where Swamp Thing is actually not dead with his conscience. So his conscience is transported to this this blue planet, where he then takes over. It's just him there. He starts creating things because he's got all these powers where he can just create different things. So he's creating houses and Abby, and he's playing chess against himself and all this. It's a cool issue. I definitely like that one a lot. But then after that is kind of when it seemed to go downhill for me. ends up not wanting to stay on this blue planet by himself forever, so he wants to try and get back to Abby, of course. So then he goes over to this other planet with like Adam Strange, and I don't know, a lot of this was just, I just didn't care for it too much. It was, the artwork is pretty decent throughout it, but I believe in this one too, there's also a language that they're speaking that is weird, but which I always can't stand when there's like a different language in books. And then there's this strange issue here, which is kind of cool. Like Abby ends up working at this nursing home, and there's a dude who's like you know, beating the people that live there and stuff like that and stealing shit from them, and she has memories of her father and her, like how he used to read her the Frankenstein book and stuff like that. And basically it's just Arcane fucking with her. He like brings her dad back in this weird Frankenstein state. It's strange. Then this part, it goes even more downhill for me. I mean, I kind of get where he's coming from. This is kind of the more sophisticated suspense part of the book. I love the cover for it. The cover looks fucking fantastic. But I just wasn't a huge fan. It was just very wordy, and I did not like it. And then Swamp Thing ends up going to this like other planet made out of these like plant beings or whatever, and there's like the Green Lantern there. I wasn't crazy about that issue either. So there's like a couple issues in here that I just really did not like at all. It doesn't really take away from the fact that this is a great book, I'll say, because it does start out strong. You do get this appearance from Darkseid here, where like Swamp Thing has a mother box and all that. Swamp Thing is like seeing his life flash before his eyes. Then he finally transports to Earth. But like some of these issues, man, I just wasn't crazy about. They just it just didn't do it for me, which you know, it's kind of disappointing, because it leads up from the Batman stuff in the beginning, and then you think it's gonna get real sick, and then it kind of goes downhill. But skipping through basically, when you go to space, sometimes it just isn't good, as we all know when it comes to like movies and shit like that. But Swamp Thing comes back, and he immediately goes after the people that had done Abby wrong and were like a part of the assassination plot for him. So he ends up like fucking killing them terribly, man. He turns the one dude in a tree. The one guy, he gets stuck inside this maze. Just absolutely does horrendous shit to these people. And then finally, he's back in the swamps with Abby. He creates like this home for them to live. So they're just going to, you know, live there together forever. And that's kind of like basically where the story ends off here. So it's good. I enjoyed it. It finishes strong. It started strong. Some in the middle wasn't great. And then you get this Superman issue here where he has been infected by some sort of plant life from Krypton that, you know, poisons him. So being as Swamp Thing is like the plant dude, he ends up, you know, doing what he needs to do to save Superman from this this poison that he has. So it's a cool little issue to throw in at the end. You get the death certificate of Swamp Thing there. These cool models that were made of Swamp Thing. Definitely a decent amount of extras in the back of the book here. You get like the script for the one issue that I didn't care for in here. But it is kind of cool to see how, you know, writers and whatnot plan all their story out. You get some sketch work and some inks, which is cool. Darkseid there. You get the recolorings and the old coloring comparison. I was excited to finish the Alan Moore Swamp Thing run. It didn't finish as strong as I would have liked, but man, all in all 3 volumes, it was a fantastic read. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and thank you for watching. The next giveaway is worldwide. One lucky winner will win the X-Men Omnibus Volume 1 DM variant Jack Kirby cover. You'll also get a Powers of X Issue 1 Diodato 1 in 200 Virgin variant, as well as King Spawn number 1 Greg Capullo Raw Sketch variant. To win, you must be subscribed to the channel, like and comment on a video where I promote the giveaway. When we hit 750 subscribers, I'll pick a random video and then use a random comment generator to pick the winner. Good luck!